Hey, what's going on? This is Dalton at Dalton95, which is another Transformers Studio Series video, and today we're taking a look at the Target exclusive More Than Meets the Eye collection Devastation 2-pack of the Elite Seeker and the Ground Soldier. So, one weird thing about this set, and a friend of mine pointed it out because I've never played Devastation, I don't know really much about it. The amount of these troopers is switched of what you would want. So, if you wanted the troop build this, they should have had, I believe, the purple Seeker in the set instead of the, the gray one here. Because I think it's every 10 of those that you fight one of these. And then these guys are a dime a dozen. So 10 of these, then you fight against one of the yellow ones. So it's going to be weird that the possible next set of these is going to have the yellow one and the purple Seeker or the red Seeker, whichever color they want to go with. Again, odd that they did it this way, but hey, fitting enough. I'm recording this after Comic-Con, so this mold is now pretty much irrelevant. Yeah, we are getting a new Thundercracker, so that means we're getting a whole new Starscream, Skywarp, and likely all new Coneheads. And please, Hasbro, if you're listening to this, please give us a E-Hobby Orange Sunstorm, like Creamsicle Sunstorm. I've been wanting that since we got this Earthrise mold. Anyways, 25 steps, 16 steps. Nice image there of the Ground Soldier and the Elite Seeker. On the back, or the back of the box, you got an image of the Seeker there with his null ray cannons and swords. You got the 3 ground troopers here, which are more based on the Wheeljack body, but it's whatever. It says, these 2 Decepticons enjoy blowing things up and smashing them to pieces. That's it. So, that is pretty much it. So let's go ahead and get them opened and check them out. Here we have the Elite Seeker and the Ground Soldier. Now again, like I said at the start of the video, the Elite Seeker is 1 in 10, or you'd encounter it after defeating, I guess, 10 of the ordinary Seekers. And then the Ground Soldier is many, with the yellow one being the one you encounter more rarely. At least from what I know of Devastation. So, but we'll go ahead and start off with the Seeker, just because I think this looks incredible in these colors. Now, again, at the start of the video, I did say, and it's evident now, this mold is obsolete now. Studio Series is getting Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Starscream all next year in 2026. Starting with Thundercracker, and then Starscream's going to be a Target exclusive, apparently. And Skywarp is going to be, I believe, Wave 2 or Wave 3 to celebrate the 40th anniversary. So, stands that we might be getting new Coneheads as well. So, I guess that's why we're getting these, as well as the dramatic capture versions. Just a way to get out some versions of the mold before it's put to bed entirely. Now, that out of the way, go ahead and get into the colors. Very nice, kind of gunmetal gray, some black, of course the orange and shell-shaded yellow, and some really nice dark red for the thighs. Like, that is the only bit of red on this guy other than his eyes. Looks very good in this color scheme. Like, just here he is next to Ramjet, the original version of this mold, and this is the straight up Earthrise version. I was lucky enough to get the pack for $90, I believe, in 2021. So, very happy. Shout out to Angry Mike for, again, giving me the heads up on that. As far as accessories go, he does come with the null ray style blasters that are molded in the same kind of gunmetalish gray, painted over with a very nice metallic silver. And there is that. And he does come with 2 of these melee weapons. Now, I believe these are something that you can get in the game just after defeating enemies. You can pick up their weapons, and it's mostly a melee game, so that's why we get melee weapons with these 2 figures. And with Optimus, I believe Sideswipe comes with the sword too. But yeah, these are very much inspired by Optimus Primal, and just to show proof, they are differently molded. So here's the Burning Primal, or Burning Convoy version. It is very similar in design, but once again, just completely different. It does have kind of this fan detail, I guess, to lean into that whole jet thing. And they just fit right into the 5mm posts on the hands. So you can get them into some sword wielding poses. I'm terrible at posing my figures, but anyways, I guess getting into posing, articulation, his head is on a ball joint. He does have a silver painted face. Of course, this is all black paint here on the upper torso. We got some black paint here. Do get forward and back at the shoulders. Get 360. Go ahead and remove the swords for now. Do get a bicep swivel. A little over 90 at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist. Thigh swivel. Forward, you got to get the hip skirt out of the way, and that's as far back as it goes. Get all the way, nope, just out to there. Do get a thigh swivel. Do get 90 at the knee. Just got to make sure you hold the shin piece in place, or else, as you saw, it would come untabbed. Get slight ankle tilt, about 45 degrees. So there is that for the Elite Seeker. Go ahead and give him back his swords. There we go. And we'll just set him off to the side so we can take a look at the Ground Soldier, which is a repaint of Runabout and Run Amok. And he does have a newly sculpted head that fits more in line with just, you know, that kind of trooper, just, you know, mass built kind of a troop building design. Also kind of based on the Blackjack figure that came out in Combiner Wars. But you can see how he stacks up with these two, and just, yeah, he looks so good with the opaque plastic instead of the translucent. You get this two-tone of kind of a indigo, I want to say, and then the light blue. His shoulder on this, or his elbow, is a little loose on my copy. I might just have to tighten that up a little bit. Of course, you got the orange and yellow cell shading for the windows. You got the red visor, silver mouth plate. I think the whole head is molded in black plastic. Get some black paint here for the bumper. Same thing on the front, some headlights. And of course the blue paint for the waist piece. And for his weapon, instead of the blasters, you get this really cool looking sword. It's just a standard sword with this really nice design to the hilt. You can plug it onto the 5mm port, so if you want him to hold it like that, or, you know, just as a regular sword, you can. There's that. Head is on a ball joint, 360. 360 at the shoulders. Kind of got to move it out of the way. Get up to there. Bicep swivel. 90 at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist. Got a waist swivel. And he feels a lot better. Like, he's kind of loose, but in a way that makes it more satisfying than the other two. Forward. And a little bit back. Get all the way out to there. Thigh swivel. 90 or less than 90 at the knee. Get ankle tilt to there. And a little forward and back due to the transformation. So, let's go ahead and get these guys into their vehicle mode. Alright, so we're going to start with the Elite Seeker. Again, just remove these blades and the blasters. Go ahead and close up the robot mode feet. Open up the arms. Bring the fist up while kind of accordioning this, or double hinging it all together. Flip the fist all the way up like that. Same thing, double hinge, make sure this piece is pointing down. Flip that up. Close up the forearm, flip the hand up. Go ahead and open these sections here just to prep them for jet mode. Bring the nose cone up and around. Cover up the head. undo this carefully, because this is a point of breakage for a lot of people on this Seeker mold, which I'm glad is being completely rectified with the new Seeker release. Put this down, rotate the whole nose kind of around, put that in there, fold the arms up inside, just like that. There we go. Close that up. There we go. Oh, it keeps wanting to come undone, so I'm not going to force it too much. Do not want it to break. There we go. And we'll just collapse the legs up, just like that. Tab them together. Bring the wings down. Make sure this is all tabbed in real good. There we go. Close up that. There we have the Elite Seeker in jet mode. We'll just add the blasters on right here. Just like that. We'll take these blades and we'll just plug them in right here. Put this blade going along the side of the fuselage. Just like that. So there is the Seeker. We'll get right onto the Ground Trooper. Right, the Ground Trooper. So go ahead and fold up the fists, just like that. Bring this whole chest piece forward, flip the head into there. And actually, before I do that, make sure the head's facing straight. Undo this section here, bring that down. Bring the forearms in like that, with the black part facing forward. Bring this whole assembly up on that double hinge, just like that. Rotate the waist around. Go ahead and tab the feet together. All right, close up the chest piece just like that. Again, these are on a double hinge, so bring that down. Bring the hinge up towards the knee up. Just like that. Closing that up. Then these little tabs on the lower legs will tab right into the forearm. Go ahead and close the feet up. Make sure it's all nice and secure. Untab this bumper section from the backpack. Bring out the wheels. Close that up. And bring this whole assembly forward. Make sure it's all in place. And there we have, I don't know why it keeps, and there we have our ground soldier. We'll just plug the sword up on here, just like that. So here's our 2-pack in vehicle mode. I like the way the Seeker actually, the blades fit in a little bit better with storage and just how they hide. I absolutely love these colors. It actually looks a little bit more realistic. I mean, it's still, you'll never see a Delta Wing, F-15 like this. This is a completely fictionalized version of the F-15. But it looks so good with the gray and the black, the orange cockpit here. A nice big metallic purple Decepticon symbols, and I just realized I forgot to compare these with the Devastation Optimus. But there is the Ground Trooper, which we'll just remove that. Now these did look a little bit more like Wheeljack in vehicle mode in the game, so that's where I do personally dock some points from this. But still looks really good, and he's got clearance, and even with, even if there wasn't much clearance, this is unpainted. This is just all opaque plastic with a little bit of paint for the windows. So It rolls really well despite being, you know, those clip-on wheels that I hate. Yeah, this looks really good. I do hope Toy Hacks either does something to cover this up. I think they did put out a set recently. I need to look at it at the site and see what they have for stickers. But either cover this up or do full racing stripes for the front, because I do actually kind of like the bit of indigo peeking through. You get some more of that black for the grill. Get the headlights, nice Decepticon symbol, tail lights, rear window, which in the game this was more of a vent detail, so I do like that they left that painted black as if it were vents. But I mean, it does kind of fall apart with the way the vehicle mode looks. So real quick, here he is or the Elite Seeker with Ramjet, which I do need to get the Legacy United one, because yeah, this one's starting to yellow. And do I even get the Legacy United, or do I just wait and see if Studio Series does one? I might just wait and see if Studio Series does one and put this on another shelf, maybe with IDW stuff. But yeah, there's the Seekers, and here's the Ground Trooper with Run Amok and Runabout. And you can see, I mean, Runabout rolls fairly okay. Just some of the tolerances on these two is a little weird too. Like, especially Runabout doesn't roll the best. I tried everything to get it to stay together. It just doesn't roll right, and it's starting to rub some of that paint off of it on his chest. So yeah, this one the best. And I mean, you can see I'm sitting here rolling around. So let me get Optimus here. And of course here is Optimus with these two. So yeah, Optimus is vastly out of scale with a sedan that was, I don't know, maybe a Lotus or Stratos. But yeah, vastly out of scale with the Ground Trooper. But I think it's decently close to this. I'm not sure how these scale. I know these are supposed to be HL scale, so this is vastly, yeah, this is vastly oversized for this, but vastly undersized for this. So there is that. And just, I wanted to like this figure. It's just, the more I mess with it, the more I'm disappointed by it. So let's go ahead and get these guys back into robot mode so we can get into that final comparison with Prime and into final thoughts. So pop this up, bring this up, fold in the wheels, collapse it up onto the roof that will tab in. Untab from there, bring that up, bring down the feet, extend the legs on that double hinge until it tabs in, rotate the waist, split the legs, bring these down, bring this forward, flip that out, bring up the backpack. It is a little tight. Close up the chest, rotate the arms, flip out the fists. There we go. All right, so there's our Ground Trooper. Give him back his sword. And we'll get into the Seeker. I know I did a cut for going to vehicle mode, but decided not to do it here. Remove all the weapons. Undo this. Untab from here. Extend the legs. Again, these will tab into the shins. Split the leg. Flip up the feet. Kind of angle the wings back just a little bit, maybe like 45 degrees. Open up that. Bring this, actually first bring the wings up. Or these little bits of the wings, just like that. Open up like that, bring the arms out. Take the nose cone, bring it down, rotate it, bring it all the way down to there. Flip that up. There we go. Open up the arms and extend them down. Close up the arm, close up the fist. Arm, close that up. Here we go. And bring back the nose cone. And there we have our Seeker back in his robot mode. There we go. There's that. And here is Prime with the two of them. So yeah, I mean, he is kind of small, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is in the game. I've never played the game, so Alan, if you're watching, let me know. You know, how does this fare, like size-wise? Is it pretty close to accurate? Is it way off? Let me know. But yeah, there is those two. All right, so getting into final thoughts on the Ground Trooper and Elite Seeker pack here from Studio Series, More Than Meets the Eye collection. I mean, they're not bad. Again, the Seeker mold is completely obsolete now and is riddled with its own problems. Same with the Ground Trooper, but this release has turned out to be a lot of people's favorite as far as like the quality of the plastic and everything. It does feel a little bit better. You don't have any of the translucent plastic to deal with on the Ground Trooper, and some of the joint tolerances a little bit better on the Seeker, as well as the really nice color scheme. Like, none of the red shows up in jet mode except for maybe a little bit on the side, but it's actually no, because it's all hidden by the lower legs. So yeah, it's very well done. Hope we see the lavender, you know, ramjet, as well as the yellow Ground Trooper, and then maybe retire the Sea or the Earthrise Seeker mold. I was gonna say give me ramjet out of the, or not ramjet, Sunstorm out of this mold, but please just give me Sunstorm out of the new Seeker mold, because I think it would be vastly superior than any version of the Earthrise. Also, Shattered Glass Thundercracker, please, out of that mold. Slipstream, Rainmakers. Just give us all the Seekers in the new Studio Series design. So, that being said, I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know what you guys think of this 2-pack. If they're accurate enough for your collection. I know it's not mold-wise accurate at all, but will it work for you? Are you satisfied with how it looks? I do have the Sideswipe and Wheeljack on pre-order. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to stop rambling. Be sure to check out those links down below. Check out my playlist for Studio Series and Age of the Primes, as well as Legacy. And be sure to stay tuned for every other Saturday. We're doing Axelon news. Just did a stream this past weekend with G1 Hexatron, going over some of the Comic-Con stuff. Had a good time with that, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the newer stuff that was announced this week, this coming Saturday. So usually we do, you know, an episode every 2 weeks, but the last one was kind of impromptu, and just wanted to get another opinion on stuff. So I'm going to stop rambling. Be sure to check out those links. Check out Axelon News every 2 weeks. See you guys next time. So long. Take care.